Welcome back, Nuggets. Welcome to yet another dev stream where we're gonna work on the boss. But first things first. Thank you all for being here. Let me check if the stream is up. Yes, it is. All right. First things first. We're having some problems, and I had some problems yesterday when we made some new animations for Carly, and now it just looks like Carly is scaled all over the place. So when I export her from Blender, something looks off. We're going to try and figure out what it is because it is annoying the crap out of me. So if I place Carly right here, so her first animation is scaled, perhaps that is the problem. Because it looks like, oh wait, you guys cannot see my screen yet. There we are. Welcome. Right? Or perhaps, no, I don't think it is just me. But this looks squashed because if we look at her in Blender from the same orthographic angle, we switch that up. How do you do that? Right? You can see that her face, it is squashed, right? But now also the idol is squashed. Are like the attacks also squashed? No, right? So as you can see, she unsquashes there, right? You can clearly see the difference. So now it's also in her idol. So I noticed something when she was walking around that at some point, I introduced... Welcome to the stream, welcome. That I introduced like a sort of a wobble in her, and I think perhaps that might have broken some things. So let's see if that is a problem. All right. Perhaps that is in walking, or is it in idle? Do I do anything with her transform? No. So while walking, let's check out her walking state. Dee. No. Do I do any do tweens? No, I want to search here. Can I do that? Search. Find. Do. Let me see. So when she takes damage, so that would be fine. Sorry guys, still a little bit under the weather. So I'm gonna be coughing all stream. Wait, perhaps I should look at transform.do. That might be better. So there are actually only two do tweens here. So if I take a look at her idol, this is not scaled. So which is the first animation that is set? That is the attack 3. There she is scaled. So what if we say attack 3 is an alt attack anyway? So we'll check in the view. No, not in the view layer, but in the Blender layer. There you can alter all your things. And I'm just going to delete that one. So air attack 1. That one is actually at full scale right now. Let's see if that has anything to do with it. That would be weird though. I actually would like the idol to be the first pose. Can I rename this one? Rename. If I rename it to 00, would that put it on top? Yes, it actually does. That's a good thing. So the T pose would be first. All right. Let's see if this changes anything. Because I'm thinking right now in the new walking cycle, I might have added like the squash myself. Yes. Yeah, so I added the squash myself. All right, but that doesn't matter, I guess. It's so annoying, things like this, because I have no idea what the problem is. Got myself a cup of tea though. hope you all had a great day. And perhaps you're working on your own game tonight. Why not? All right, let's see what happens. See? Now her idol isn't squashed. That is super duper weird. Alright. And also really crappy because I just deleted the alarmed pose, so we'll have to redo that one. Or perhaps I can still go back. Because the problem I was having, of course, is as soon as you get alarmed, she used to be squashed. But now she seems to be just fine. Ah, that is so annoying. So apparently, what have we learned tonight? That if your first animation has some sort of bone scaling in it, then I guess it will scale all your bones? That is really weird, is it not? Alright, can I go back? Can I go back a lot? Can I undo the deleting of certain things? Yes. Alarm pose 2 is back. Yeah, that's actually still in here. Alright, so now I can delete this one, delete that one, delete the first one, and I wanted to rename the T-pose. Sorry guys, to 0, 0. We can now rename this one, 22, back to its original name. Alright, now, that would be lovely if this would be the fix. But that's a weird problem, right? That's a weird, weird problem. Yes. So the model should be loaded. Now, I do not need to forget that most likely in the animator, the alarm, yeah, so that one's now broken because I have a old one in here. So the alarmed pose back. Yes, looking good. Apply. Set it here in the animator. Now, let's see what happens. Does she still look squashed? No, that actually looks fine. That's good. That's really good, really good, really good. Right. Ah! Now she's alarmed. Yes! Finally. So now she's not squashed and she should go... Oh. Oh, wait. It's GameCube. That's annoying. I know what the problem is. Those can't coincide together. So we need to do it like this. Oh, great UI scaling there. Let's see what happens when we unpause the game. Yeah. All right. That actually makes me really happy. And also right away shows what we did yesterday on stream. We made some... I'm already dead. We made some smashing tentacles for a new octopus giant robot boss thing that we have here in the Sunken City. And I also ran through... where's the other tentacle thing? I wanted to check it out one more time. That one is actually up on... Where are we? Oh, we're here. Up on this roof. Let's see if it looks any better now. Oh yeah, that's much, much better. Oh, don't they have like a screen shake? Don't they have like a screen shake? He asks himself. Where's the other one? Was it here? No, it was here. Boom. Oh no, it doesn't have a screen. It doesn't have any sound, but it does have a screen shake. All right. So, with that fixed and out of the way, Carly now rendering correctly. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Let's see what we did yesterday with the boss, and if we can actually make a boss state machine out of it, and make it demo scenes, the boss fight, make it a actual fight. Oh, yeah. So we first have to do one more thing before we can do that. We have to make his phase tentacles, I guess. Oh, there's an alarm going off. So now the burst bomb launcher. Yeah, so yesterday we also made this one, which is a launcher that launches bombs, which have like these area of effect rings, which damage you. We made the arena a little bit smaller. It should actually launch the orbs, the bombs, towards you. And so the idea is that he has like these 4 tentacles with which he is holding the platform. Oof. I'm so good at my own game. With which he is holding the platform. Yeah, so it just continues endlessly. And during each phase you have to like hit those tentacles such as they will disappear. And then whenever they disappear, I think he will slam his head down and you can hit his head. Yeah. And a new phase starts. And so in like the new phase, I can show you guys that real quick as well. In the new phase, there are these swipe arms. Oh, wow. The targets aren't set correctly, but they basically swipe across the field. There are 2 targets which are left and right, to which the arm animates, which it doesn't right now. And I'm thinking this might be like a small in-between phase. So you just have to dodge a couple of arms. Ah. So the arm actually spawns near you with a sort of random offset, and then it moves left and right. And so the idea is that it, again, just like the other arms, it will like shoot up out of the water, and then bam, slam down, and then move left and right. Hey Joseph, welcome. Aw, thanks. Yeah, you know what it is with audiences and live streaming, making YouTube videos, putting yourself out there. There are a million other creators and people perhaps making more content, making more videos, which have bigger channels, which get more attention. That's just the way it works. But I like doing these things even for just the few of you watching this. I hope every once in a while you learn something. I hope your suggestions and everything you guys bring to the table input wise makes the game better, and I'm gonna work on the game anyway, and I like making videos, so I'm just fine. But thank you for the compliment. Thank you very much. I also saw that Thomas Brush was also live streaming tonight, or I guess for him it's today. For me it is tonight. So yeah, that will also, take a chunk of the attention away from me. But like I said, I don't really care. Yeah, so what goes through my mind right now is, as you guys can see, like the problem is if you have like 4 arms which you need to hit while this arm is swiping, then it is going to hit those arms. Like again here, it goes through these arms. So if you have like an arm right here, it is actually weird that it swipes like that. So that is why I think it shouldn't do. Perhaps this attack is just not, it's just not it. That could also be, right? So we could also perhaps say, well, this swipe arm it's just not a good attack because we really like this. So perhaps we could use those slamming arms instead, which just pop up and bam, slam and disappear. Bam, slam and disappear. That would actually make it easier because we have those. We would just have to have some positions to spawn them. All right. Let's figure out how to make this thing actually a boss. So, all right. I'm gonna remove these. I'm gonna keep one and remove these tentacles. I'm going to. All right. So we're gonna make it a proper boss with code and such. I want to make his head. No, I'll keep him like this. So we have like one tentacle. I don't know. We have an octopus. So let's make a new object. We'll call that boss octopus. All right, we're going to create a state machine for him or her or it. Doesn't really matter. I guess it's an it since it's a robot. Enemies, boss fights, Octo. Oh wait, this is in the game. I need to be right here. Boss fights, octopus. Yeah, so we have a swiping arm, but we'll make a new folder. Call that octopus state machine. Machine? No, machine. Yeah, so that one also has a state machine. So we'll create a new script. We'll just call him Octo. State base, because it's going to need a base state. Octo state machine. It will need an actual state machine. And we'll also have a Octo state. How many scenes my game has? Well, not that many at this point. I have like a menu scene. I have a menu scene, 3 levels, and a hub world right now, and I have a gauntlet scene, so it's just 6 scenes at this point. But every level and every new area is a different scene. So I was thinking he needs to have like a waiting state in which he is waiting, but perhaps like an idle state. I guess he will need a idle state. And for now, he will need Octo state. So we want like a shooting state in which he is shooting the balls. Wait, I'm thinking right now. Do we actually need a state machine? Having a state machine is easy, but let's say no, I think it's easy. All right, I think it's better because we can do some cool stuff with it. So we'll need a. So he has like a shooting stage. Why not? Shooting. Let's start with these. All right, let's open it up. And the good thing is I already made a CRT state machine. So I'm just going to copy one of my old boss's state machines. No, we do not need that. This one is actually called Octo State Base. And it has a protected Octo state machine. And it has a yes, and it has a Octo state machine. And yes. Octo doesn't have a current state, of course, because that is something that needs to be in our state machine itself. Like so. Yes. So it actually has a Octo state base current state. And it has a state idle. Let's start with idle. Like these are its states. Well, we could do them all. We have a state shooting. We had, did we have another state? Idle, shooting, no. Just idle and shooting for now. So let's make those. Yeah, you're of course going to have a lot of problems. Equals new state. This also has to be an Octo base state. All right, so that's good. Now we can actually let's copy one of these. We can just copy this over and rename all of this. So this one is actually called Octo State Idle, right? Octo State Idle. It is a Octo State Idle. It has a Octo State Machine. Right, in the base, an Octo State Machine current context. What is wrong with this? Cannot convert. Oh, it is of course it derives from the Octo base. All right, now we can just remove all the content from this one. Just like so, and we can copy this one over also to the shooting. And now we actually already have a very simple state machine. And what I like to do is I like to paste this like in the base state. No. When it's still empty, like this, for whenever we make a new state. I can just copy this in. All right, splendid. Splendid, splendid. All right, we can close the player state machine. Now we need to handle some things because as soon as we start in the Octo state machine, we want to go into state idle, and we can check if this is actually working by saying a debug.log entering idle state. Oh man, we can actually say exiting idle state. And we'll also copy this for the shooting just so we can check. Just so we can check some things. All right. Now, when we go to Unity, let me make some more tea for myself. Right, now on the boss octopus we put the state machine. And actually at this point it should already work. So we should stay entering idle. No. We have a reference. Yeah, because that's not right, because it's not a base state. We should have a... that should be... Yeah. I should initialize them. I was going to say, because the problem is that this is only now a base state. Do I do that in awake? Yes. Let's also do that then in awake. Awake. Oh! Don't autocorrect me. Right, so we have a state idle, and we have a state shooting, and this is a Octo state idle and a new Octo state shooting. Yes! Now, oh wait, before my tea gets too dark. Alright, now it should work. Yes, entering the idle state. So the boss is now in the idle state, which is actually pretty good. Okay, now, so what we want to have happen is what needs to happen, right? So at the start of the battle, like the octopus pops up, right? With his head, he comes out of the water like, and scary tentacles, and he slaps two down, whatever. But then when the fight actually starts, he needs to slam down one tentacle, another, another, and then start whatever, shooting or slapping you or firing enemies, whatever. Then the battle needs to start, and you need to hit those 4 tentacles. And as soon as you hit those 4 tentacles, he will become stunned and you can actually damage him. So that means that he needs to be able to spawn those tentacles, right? And we're going to animate them and have them slam down. But for now, we're just going to make them appear, and you need to be able to hit them. And as soon as you destroyed all 4 of them, and destroy in this case will be that they disappear, then you will continue. So let us make a, well, why not make a tentacle prefab? So what I could actually do, I could just make this a destructible with, say, 6 points, have a metal sound, shake screen, animate, yeah. You can even bounce. Remove the model on destroy. So we actually don't want to, do want to show a big explosion. And on hit, well, for now we can just say, well, just remove the model. So let's see what happens. Boom. All right. So yeah, right. So like the pivot point is a little bit weird at this. So now we have destroyed one of the tentacles, and we can bring it back. Now it is invulnerable, in fact, because its hit points go below 0. But all right. Okay, so now it just basically disappears. Well, why not? Why not? So how is he going to position them? Because that is the thing. I would love the positioning to be like random around this building. So it would be really nice if we could say create a like playable area with a box glider at its very center. And you can get like the edges of a collider, right? So what I could do is I could search for the edges, but then of course like its pivot point is over there, which is not the best. I would need to reset its pivot point. I can move it in a bit. I think I could do that. So we now have a playable area, which is basically just a spawn area. And I can get these points, right? I can get a point like right on the edge. And I could just spawn a tentacle right there, right? I think we're gonna try that. Let's first try that. Prefabs. Well, let's call this a destructible tentacle. And I think he should actually always have 4. And I think it should keep a list of those tentacles so I can check whether or not they are all destroyed and move on with a phase. So I think instead of having them be created, and we can always like change things up, right, when animations are put in and things move a little bit differently. Oh, come on, Unity, what are you doing? We just made a destructible tentacle prefab. Alright, so let's... Do we want to parent them? Let's parent them underneath the playable area. So we'll want to have 4 tentacles. 0, 2, and 3. They are now all at the same place, but that is fine. And so in the state machine, we'll keep a list. Let's do all the state stuff below and here. All right. Let's create a header. Not with those brackets, with these brackets. We'll call them destructible tentacles. So first we need a game object, which is the play area or boundaries. Let's call it boundaries. Boundaries. Or is that a word I cannot use? Oh, you can. Serialized field. Then we'll have a private. A list of, let's just keep the game objects. Destructible tentacles. Right, so if we have both these things, then we can make a function which will actually spawn in those tentacles. And we can actually do that right here. Let's make it public so we can call it from other states if we need to. Spawn. We actually, in the real game, no, well, I think it would be okay if they all like spawned at the same time. Spawn destructible tentacles. And so to test this, we can do that. Well, let's do it in the idle state, just for fun. we can call like the current context, which is the state machine, with .octo spawn destructible tentacles. We might even do like 4, because that way this one can be closed. We could say int number of tentacles, and the base is always 4. Oh, already did that. What is wrong with this? Yes, nothing's wrong with that. All right, so we'll make a for loop for int I 0 is smaller than number of tentacles, because it starts at 0, so that's like 0, 1, right? You guys know this. You got this. If you don't know, now you know. Spawn destructible tentacles. It's actually not spawning, right? Well, doesn't really matter. We could also... Yeah, we're going to switch this up, because I just remembered that I said that we're not going to make it dynamic, because we just have a list of all the tentacles that we have. Or do I want to make it dynamic? Well, I can always change that up. For now, let's not do that. So for now, we'll make a for each game object. Let's call that a tentacle in destructible tentacles. Okay, first we're going to tentacle dot. We're going to get the destructible component that we use to be able to hit it, destroy it, and do stuff with it. We're going to reset that one. That way it is reset. Now we need to reactivate it, or does reset actually also reactivate? Yes, that also reactivates it. So we'll do that last. Reactivate it, and reset destructible. So we actually also need to set a new random position, and we need to rotate accordingly. All right, so we'll set a new position, and for that we're going to use the boundaries. And now this I have to Google. The boundaries of a collider. Yes, because you just have collider.bounds. M center, what's M center? Bounds dot center, M size. So it's the minimum and the maximum bounds, all right? So the size would be like the width. This is a bit unclear. The bound minimum, the bound maximum. On what axes is that? Fetching the minimum and the maximum bounds of the collider volume. Is that like depth? This is unclear. Bounds. Extends. Create new bounds. The total size of the box. This is always twice as large as the extents. So always equals center minus extents. But in which way? Like horizontal? Vertical? Or do you know that? Wait. Look at the bound signs of a box collider. Yes, Unity. Well, they're going to say box collider.size. And we get the collider.size. So we can get the center and the extent, but I would like a width and a height. Something like that. What are the bounds? Yes. No. Bounds if it's an AABB. Oh, wait, so the position 0, 0, wait, that's always here? Let's see if we can figure this out. So, setting it to a random position. So we'll just say tentacle dot transform dot position equals. We have a play area. No, I call it boundaries. Boundaries dot. Is that, ooh, that's a game object. Let's make this a box collider, just so that I can say apparently box collider dot bounds dot m dot size. What is that? It's just a number, right? Or is it a vector 3? The total size of the box. So this should then move them all here. Is that what's happening? Something is definitely wrong. Wait, did I move my spawn point? Where's my spawn point? I removed my spawn point. How did that happen? Environment? No, here's my spawn point. It's still here. Entering the idle state. Right, so it's not doing anything. No, and that is, of course, because we haven't set the box collider. We haven't set... Ah, I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Nope, not the play area. The boss octopus. This should actually go underneath there. Yes! Now we have some tentacles. Alright, so they are absolutely not where I would think they are. But this sort of makes sense because it like offset the entire... Oh, is it because they are children? Wait, should I set the... I always get confused by this. The local position. Is that what we need? We needed to set it locally. I hope that is it. No, it's still at the same position, so that doesn't matter. But like the play area, so like its center is not even at 0, 0. That is weird. So if I say boundaries dot center, this is also a vector 3. Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens. Now, we would expect the objects to be placed right here. At least that's what I'm expecting to happen, but you never know. Yeah, all right, so that works. So now they are in the center. Where's my mouse? All right. And so we have like extents. So we have center minus. Extents. Let's just see what this does. So now it should be on the left side. Yeah, because the extents are from the center. Aha. All right. I just had a brain explosion. Where are you at, chat? This is, of course, a vector 3. So I can just only... So, of course, it's like an XYZ. So the extent in... So now I did minus all the extent. So it put it over there. Yes. All right. So now we're getting somewhere. But what is then just the extents? If I just take the extents, that is like half the box. So now I would think it would be here. No. Where would it be right now? Make a guess. I don't know. So now it's in that corner because it extends like this. It extends like this. But why is it... I would actually have thought it would have been here. Because it extends like this, and it extends like this. Is that not so? Always half the size of the bounding box, right? So why didn't it move down? That is weird. Did someone already, let's say, Unity find position on edge of bounding collider? How to find a pawn from the inside? I don't think I necessarily... No, I don't think this is what I need. Along the edge. Alright. Ah, they're casting rays. No, I'm not going to cast a ray. Closest point. What is this? Location of what the closest point? What? Location you want to find the closest point to. Factor 3. The point on the collider that is closest to the specific location. Could we use this to cheese it? Could we just pick any point outside of the area and have it move towards that? Would that be cheesing it? And note that closest point is based on the surface of the collider. Any location represents a point in 3D space. Wait, closest point on bounds. Now we're getting somewhere. The closest point to the bounding box of the attached collider. This can be used to calculate hit points when applying explosion damage. The distance from the explosion position to the surface of the collider. Or you can use it to cheese. Let's see what happens. For instance, if I just set like a hard-coded... Can you actually copy this as a... No, you can't. That would be actually pretty darn handy, wouldn't it? If you could just click this and copy it like as a vector 3. Alright, but let's just find a... Let's set a ridiculous random position. Oh, I love finding stuff like this. Is a new vector 3, and let's make it like minus 100, 100. No, let's make this 0, y, so let's have it just be, but have it be really out of the way. New vector is a vector. No. ridiculous position. Ridipus. Right, so boundaries. Dot. Is it? What was it? I forgot what it was. Get closest point on bounds from a collider. Yeah, so we have a collider. VS Code. The closest point on bounds from Redipus. It is I, Redipus. Yeah, all right. Let's see what this does. It would be really ridiculous if this would work. So we just pick a random point anywhere and it would move closer. Well, that actually seems to work. Where's my mouse? Ah, I hate that I... Or would it now always pick that one? So what did I pick? I picked minus 100. Minus 100, 100. Yeah, so that is actually right over there. What would be somewhere around here? Minus 11. So let's say on the Z, we'll do minus 11. Wow. I'm drinking water and tea. Wow, that actually works. So now it is over there. That is pretty cool. That is actually pretty cool. Welcome, Oven. What am I trying to achieve? I'm trying to achieve that we have these tentacles and they need to spawn at random locations around the area. And so they will also, we will need to rotate them as such. And so we need to spawn them. And what happens now is we can actually set, what we could do is there a function for pick a random point. Ah, so you have like minus. But like this way we can also find a random point on the bounds, right? Min x bounds max x. But because what am I trying to achieve? It needs to be on a random x-axis or and then the z needs to be 0, or it needs to be on a random z and then the x needs to be 0. Yeah, I have a collider, which is the area. And I found this pretty cool thing, which is closest point on bounds, which actually returns it on the bounds. So what we could do, let's do this. Let's try this real quick. Let's just try this really quickly. Yeah, I know. So we'll say so what we'll do now, wait, why doesn't it know the min? Oh yeah, so this doesn't have a minus x minus y. Why not? Why not? What is he using? Bounds. So he has a bounds. Oh wait, it needs to have. Yep. dot bounds dot this dot can be replaced with this, and I want the y actually to always be 0. So now they all should get a random position. I don't know what's going wrong here. I don't necessarily like it when it's like that. Am I missing a bracket? Yes, I think I am. Alright, so now I'm wondering if it also expands out, or if it says, alright, no, they are on the bounds because they are like inside the thing. So that one is, I think, not, yeah, so it's not, they just have random positions right now. No. Where's this one's pivot point? No, so that one isn't actually on the bounds. No, so alright. So at this point it is just... this is really annoying. So you might be wondering, what's happening, Lex? Let me fix that real quick. In the game manager, I think. Is it in the game manager? No. Do that in player data? Do I do that in player data? I somewhere turned the mouse off, which is really annoying. No, I thought I did that in the game manager. On the start, cursor is visible. So we'll do a... I always forget that. Unity region for not in editor. If Unity editor. No, but it's if not Unity editor, right? You can do that. If not Unity editor. And region. And if, all right, sorry, like so, for a level start, you should all be fine, you should all be fine, you should all be fine. Yeah, Oven, of course you may send some example code, of course, I always love trying your suggestions. That's why I do these live streams, because, you know, you guys can chip in. All right, so now the cursor isn't hidden anymore, that's nice. So these are now just randomly spawned anywhere. Yeah, so if we want to do this, then we want to have a... Wait. So we could make this work by saying that the X should be either larger... So it should be the minimum bounds minus a number. Yeah, so it's, pick a random point outside, because then we get like into the territory, because it should go from this to minus this, or from that to minus that. How can we easily place these things around? What we could also do is have set positions for them, but I don't necessarily really like that. No, I want to spawn them around the boundaries. So like at the edge, because the idea is again that these are tentacles which will pop up out of the water and will be distributed somewhat hopefully randomly around the building. So like you could make it easy for yourself and have them appear at the same position every time. But I do feel that it would be nice. Wouldn't it be nice if your game just worked? Sorry. Random. So it would be nice if this was just random. Although they are... Oh! Yeah, of course. They are neatly positioned as of yet. So we could also have them spawn at the same time, same position every time. Could be possible. He's dead. Or we could have like two patterns alternating. But then it would be every time the same. Bam, bam, bam. Wait, why is Carly floating? Is she floating? Oh, she's of course standing on top of the play area. Bam, 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 bam. Wah. Now doing this. Wow, this thing's going off. Oh wait. Oh no, it actually works. Ah! Oh! Let's see what happens when the thing is on. If I die. Alright. Ah! Too greedy. Too greedy. No! Wow. I honestly didn't make it. Let me really go for it this time. Wait. Wait. Ooh, this. Ah. So these are also placeholder, and they really need a sound cue for when they're going to pop off. No, I honestly didn't make it. Whereas I thought that it wasn't. Perhaps it wasn't that difficult. But perhaps I'm wrong. Alright, let me try one more time. I know. Wow. Exciting music, screen shakes, water splashing everywhere. Nope. Bam. So now it would switch phases. Or no, now it would actually slam its face down. And I can hit it. Yeah. Good work. That is why I'm keeping it... hey, thanks, Hitman. That's why I'm keeping it like low-key as of yet. I talked about it a little bit during the yesterday's stream, that for CRT, because we are actually making a replacement for CRT, the first boss in the game, which I just don't like him. I can't help it. And I know I said in the devlog that I wasn't going to rework him and replace him and do all this work, but sometimes, when you're making your own game, you're just there are just things that annoy you, right? And they take sort of the fun out of creating your game, and they are things that just keep grinding your gears. And sometimes you just have to, even though I know better, because there is a boss, I have a demo, I can make it. But sometimes you just have to say, all right, let's for my own sanity and my own pleasure in making my game, let's change this up. And CRT, the first boss, was one of those things. So I really wanted to revamp him, but where I was going with this whole thing, one of the mistakes that I made with CRT early on is that I made him just way too detailed. I added too much polish, too much model. I made a full model. I just want to keep it as simple as this, just to see if it works, if it feels right. Right away, I thought, all right, let's make this swipe arm. But now I see that the swipe arm just doesn't work. For the reason that now it clips through all the tentacles that are on here. Which is actually really weird. But we did make, yesterday, let's just delete the swipe arm. What we did make was the slamming arms. Where are you, slamming arms? Here, prefab, slamming arm. So we made a slamming arm. Slamming. Which has a... Well, it could use like a gizmo to show. So now it will just slam down, I guess. Oh wait, it needs to be triggered, of course. Excuse me. Wait, why is one of the bombs now falling in there? That is weird, right? That didn't happen at all. Alright. Ah! Or would it be cool that if you hit a tentacle perhaps we need to make dynamic placement, because it would actually be cool if you hit it once that it changed itself to a different position, right? That would actually be dope. Like you then it retracts the tentacle and it slams it back on a different position. Now it changes position. Sort of like the tentacles are being like sentient beings. Yeah, okay, so let's see if we can figure that out. Let's forget the slamming for a little while. And let's also turn off the launcher because that's really annoying. So we still have these bounds and we want to place these tentacles around them randomly. So we have the bounds of Hitman. That's actually a very appropriate name. Like hit the tentacle 3 times and then it switches to a different position, just to sort of like, yeah. There's a total of 6 health. Yeah, I believe they have 6 health right now. So for these tentacles, I'm using my destructible. Yeah, so it has 6 health. But then I think I will have to make something custom. No, I will actually, yeah. We'll have to make something custom. But first, let's figure out how to spawn these tentacles randomly around the boundaries. So spawn the destructible tentacles. So first, I want to reset their rotation. Tentacle die transform. Die rotation equals return identity. This resets it, right? That is like the original of the Word. No, Unity, don't. Don't, Unity. But identity is like the original of the game object, right? Yeah, it is. Come on, Unity. What you doing? What you doing, mate? What you doing? Yeah. So now they are all reset. And then later on, depending on their X and Y, we're going to rotate them. So what do we want to do? We want to pick a random position. Well, we could actually go with the closest point on bound and have it pick a random position outside of the boundaries. So it will have to pick a X, which is in this case let's do a small question in between. I see a question for Hitman coming up. How I got into while we are live on stream here, let me try to fix my chat box, because that is really annoying that it's only half on screen. Why is that? Why is that? That is really annoying. Yeah, so Hitman asks how I got into game design and what tips and tricks would you have for incoming game designers. Honestly, it's the same thing that everyone says. It's like, make a ton of games. But I always tell people when they want to become designers is also do lots of other things than just design games, right? So, I don't know, build stuff, garden, look into how economics work, look at, I don't know, stock trading, look at, like, the more knowledge of general things and general knowledge you have, the better I believe someone can design stuff, especially when making games and coming up with new ideas. The more input you have, I think the more fresh and better your ideas are. So it's I think always a shame when students, kids want to become game designers and only play games. I would say also travel, look around the world, look around you, try to figure out how things work, because that kind of knowledge like translates as well to design and problem solving, which will definitely make you a better designer. Ooh. Finding Mosey asks, what's my UI background exactly? 50 years something? Yeah, so I have been working in the Dutch games industry for over 15 years for a serious game studio. Started as a artist, and I went a game designer. Now I'm also dipping my toes into programming, as you all can see. And the chat box is still broken. Why is the chat box broken? It is even worse now. Why is it even worse? You know what the problem is with this chat box? I wanted to test it, but I cannot test it. I can only test it if you guys spam the comments. Can you all spam the comments for me? Can we fix the chat box really quickly? It's annoying, right? Because I have it and you guys just cannot see it. See, why is it cut off? That is so annoying. Just ask me a bunch of random questions. Did you study for it? Yes, I went to the Utrecht School of Arts. So I actually did game design game design study, I got asked this. Well, now it isn't showing anything. Sending the message. Thanks for the video. See what cut off at the bottom. Oh my god, it's so annoying. Yeah, so someone asked this a couple of streams ago as well. And they said, do I recommend going to a school? Maybe. It depends on what it is that you're trying to learn. I think game design school or game schools are really great for building a portfolio, really great for building a network of people and figuring stuff out. But just like any study or school, it's what you put into it is what you get out of it. Yes, of course I can say what studio I'm working for. I'm working for Flavor. It's a small Dutch serious game studio. And we're making Hack Shield right now, which is a game for kids 9 to 12 to teach them all about cybersecurity. I don't know why the chat is broken. But the chat is broken. That is really weird. Whatever. All right, that was a small intermezzo. All right, let's get back to. If you have any more questions, just drop them in. And if I missed something, just send it again. All right, we're going to look at this. Let's go for the closest point thing. So I will say. So we want to get a random position, which is outside of. So max x is like that one, minus x is that one. So it cannot be in between. So it has to be a value which is. Ooh! Oven, are you in our Discord server? And Mosey asks if I considered making my game in UE5. Not really. I've been working with Unity for a long time, so it is what I know. I will at some point try and dabble doing stuff in UE5. So often on my... Oh, nope, you're not on my Discord server. Well, you can join my Discord server, and then you can drop your code in the Discord server, I guess. Or you can send it to cherrynuggetgames@gmail.com, which is my business email. So, right. Let me try something for myself. So we want a random position, which is... pick a random point. So that is actually weird. Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually want a random number which is not within this or within that. So I can always spawn it to the left. How would you get a... Perhaps someone... A random point. Oh, awesome, Mosey. Inside unit circle? No, we don't need inside unit circle. Get a world position of a random point inside bound. No, I want it outside the bounds. Pick a random point. Inside? No. No. Inside? No. No. Nope. Nope. I want a random point outside of the bounds. So what I'm struggling with, of course, I know that if it's like boundaries bound, like so, for instance, this is, oh wait, like that. Like this is a random point. Ooh, I just wanted this part, please. Like this is a random point outside of like the boundaries, right? Like on the x-axis. But on the other hand, I would also like it not always to be on the left side. So you would also need the max. And the max. No, it doesn't need to be 100. It can be like 10. Right, so I want it to be either one of these. And range gives me back something. Does Unity have something like that? Unity get random number, but exclude range. No. Exclude a range in a range of random numbers. Yeah, you can always do that. Ooh. Could always determine if it's min or max by doing a range 0 to mod 2. If it's 0. Oh, that is actually really interesting. Let me quickly open the Discord. Get some pop-ups up in here. Or not. Yeah, so you could take a... Do we want it on the left side? You can just paste it, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Or shoot me a message. That might be better. Just, you can shoot me a DM. Yeah. Because I am really interested in what you've done. So this would be this, and then we have the minus z. So we have to pick between these, right? The minus z. Does the z-axis matter? No, but because that is also a problem. I'm really curious how you did it, Oven, because you also, at some point, you want it to be on the bounds, right? And at some point, you want it to be on the z-axis, and at some point, you want it to be on the x-axis. So sometimes you want to have it like, if it extends on... Oh, crap. If it extends on the x-axis, so it extends outwards, it becomes over there, but you can also have it over there. Wow, this is a terribly difficult problem. All right. Oh, you did it with a with a switch case. Can I actually... Hey, welcome Nick. Alvin, can I use your code? Let's see if we can put it in. So you made a special class of it. I am really curious. Let me see if I can just paste it in here. The collider whose bounds you will use, the object. Get a random point on bound. Ooh, can I actually just copy that? Let's see if that works. Right. So this is what Alvin wrote. So we have the bounds. Yes. Thanks. Let's see if we can get it to work. That would be amazing. So I call it boundaries. So the bounds are boundaries.bound. So we pick a random face. Ah, you did it with the faces. All right. And then we have a offset. Then if the face is 0, that is indeed the front face. Ah, then you pick a... Aha. Then you pick a random one for that. The back face, then it doesn't matter. But then it returns the same for the top face. Yeah. The bottom and the left face, they are the same. Oh, so if it picks the bottom, it picks the left, and if it picks the back, it picks the top. All right. Wow. Okay. But you have a spawn offset, the distance from the collider's bounds where the object should spawn. So we could just set that. Perhaps we could just set that like. Could have that here. Set the offset to 0 first. All right, let's do that. And perhaps we don't need to have it in the thing. All right. Oof. This is really... Let's see if this works, because this, I don't know what I was doing. Boundaries bound. I'm really curious. Really curious to see what happens. Let's do a little drum roll. Yes, so that seems to be correct. Let's see if we put the game up here. Let's do something real quick so we can test this better. I think it's working. Owen. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Let's just do this real quick. Test. Why? I don't like that. Yes, it should do yield, turn mute, wait 4 seconds, 1. Then it should spawn the tentacles, and it should start a coroutine called test, please. Even test should be with a capital. Yeah, I still have to set rotation. Yeah. But this is amazing. Let's see what it does. So now they're all there. Now they're there. Love it. It is working. That's amazing. that is working. Now, I do feel that they do sometimes tend to spawn a little bit too much on the same position. So we'll have to fix that at some point. But that is amazing. I love looking at it. Let's just look at it. Ah, get over here. Get over here. Annoying tentacle. Ah! Ah! Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Alright, so we'll have to play a little bit with the positioning and with the randomizing, I guess, but we'll do that on a later stage. Because now I'm actually not going to randomize them, but I'm just going to place them. So, test was that it worked. Because I actually... Wait, they are still here now, right? Okay. They are still working, are they not? Oh, that's so annoying. I don't know if you guys ever have that. Yeah, okay. So I could do two things. So let's burst bomb launcher. Let's give the state machine a... So it has destructible tentacles. That is perfect. It has a launcher, which is a serialized field. I think I'll just get the game object. Launcher. In the final design, I'm thinking more that it should be... I'm really seeing, like, do you guys know, like, the Pokemon called, I think it's called Octillery Pokemon? Yeah, like this one, right? It has like a pouty mouth. So I'm thinking like at some point its head will do like and shoot out those bombs, right? But at this point it's just a moving thing, and again it's a prototype, right? Okay. I don't know what we did. Did we add it? Yeah, so we added a bomb launcher, which is fine. So that is actually this one. I could also put that underneath here. So now we are in idle mode. And when we go into shooting mode, we will say, Octo, could you please get the bomb? No. The bomb launcher, which I didn't make public. Could you please get the bomb launcher and set it to active? And what that does is it will start launching bombs. And then as soon as you exit, you can set it to false. So this Octo Rock from Zelda? Wait. Can I make a confession? Octo Rock? Oh, is that Octo Rock? Yes. Yes, something like this. That is actually... So my confession is I never played Zelda. I have a copy standing over there. Never really got into it. Never, no. Just, Yeah, but this, yeah, just like that. Does it shoot? Does it do shooty things? Can we get a gift, please? Whoa, this one's ginormous. Yeah, it shoots stuff. Yeah, exactly like that. Ooh, that's also a really neat effect. I love that. Yeah, all right. So check the state. Okay, so now we have these destructible tentacles. We could, that would be like, well, would it be a dirty way? We could for now, like in an update, or we could subscribe to the destroy event. I do like that better. So let's make a... Oh, we can also put that in the tentacles itself. But we could also subscribe to the event. Yes. We'll call it check phase shift. Because we're going to check a phase shift. And then I could, for each game, we can actually... Oh wait, I deleted that loop. No, it's over here. I know that each tentacle has a component, one of my destructibles on it, which has a event which is no destroyed. Is that the event? Is that a Unity event? Yes. No, wait. We add a listener to that called check phase shift. Yes. And we only do this at the start. So now whenever a destructible object is destroyed, this function will run. And we could say we'll do the same thing again. We'll just loop through all the tentacles, and if tentacle game object is dead, so actually if not, return. So if we find one that isn't dead, then we return. So if we find none that aren't dead, then this code will run all tentacles are dead. That is actually what will happen. And then for now I'm just going to reset them all. So then we will reset them all, not give them a random position at this point. Let's see if this works. And now we also have to destroy, because otherwise that will give us many problems. Remove all the listeners. Right, let's see if this works. Famous last words. Oh, yeah. It will take some time, some extra time, but when you are testing stuff like this, just put the hit points of something on 1. It literally took me 10 seconds and it saves me a lot of time testing. And so now when I hit this one, they should all come back. And they actually do, except for that one, because the destroy event is apparently And now they don't at all come back. That is even more interesting. Why not? These are still the same four. No, I did reset them, right? I did reset them. Removing the model only. Oh wait, do I actually in a destructible remove all the listeners as well from the events? Reset, set active. Please grab, no. No, I actually don't. Ah, Breath of the Wild, yes. It just didn't grab me. I know. Sorry. I do already find it weird that this one doesn't reset. That should mean these two. Oh, yeah, of course. So what happens right now is that obviously it finds one that is dead. Or that's not dead because it did get reset. It just didn't show up. So that is a timing issue, I think. Excuse me. So when you die, when you die, when is the event called? So it's actually called here. Ooh. Yes. So this is the problem. So this is a problem that I'm having right now. So what I want to do is I want to disable the destroyed model, but I also want to invoke a Unity event. And I actually want to invoke this Unity event after I turn off the bottle. Because in this case, it breaks whatever the hell I'm doing. But as soon as you deactivate the model, the Unity event doesn't fire anymore and the code is stopped being executed. I think, at least. Let me see if that is actually right. If I'm actually right. Perhaps I am just wrong and this works. Then I am happy. A happy little camper. But I believe that at this point, as soon as it is, at least, I think the one in the inspector, but let's see what happens. Perhaps it works. If it works, then I'm a happy little camper. It actually works. Wow. Is it then only for coroutines? Now, of course, it looks a bit weird that they stay in the same position. Alright, so that actually works. Wow. Alright. I was completely wrong. Well, of course, they don't. Well. Yeah. So Nick, what's going to happen is that they are actually going to animate. So they are going to animate in and slam down, and when they are destroyed, I think they will not explode, but go down and then pop up somewhere else. But with this working, my hair is all scratchy. I went to the hairdresser today, so lots of ticklish things. All right. I cannot talk and do. So we need to have. Yeah. So I'm actually going to do this a little bit differently. So I'll do a public enum octo phases. Give him an idle phase and a shooting phase at this point. And he will also have like a vulnerable phase and stuff like that. Well. Yes, and I then need to give him a... Let's do it a public octo phase. Call it current phase, not current state, but current phase. And then when you idle, I will say octo dot current phase equals octo phase idle. And as soon as you enter the shooting phase, I will say it is shooting. And now, when we are here, we can say, all right, which do a phase shift. So now we can say, we can also do a switch case. Switch current phase. So here I can have just a that is a octo phase. If it is idling, or if it is shooting, then what do I want to have happen? So if it is idling, I actually want to transition. So we could actually just do like this. Current state. So we actually need to call current state dot exit state. Then current state equals underscore state shooting. And then we enter the current state. Yes. And if we are shooting, then we want to go back to, well, we don't want to go back to idle, but we only have two phases right now, like this and like that. And since we already in the shooting phase have the the bomb launcher set to true, let's move this one up a little bit. Why does it copy it over there? That's annoying, right? Now, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So now it is idling. We destroy the tentacles. Now the launcher. Now we are in the shooting phase. It's... Oh, wow. It's doing all sorts of things. Oh, jumped right into it. Luckily for me, it is now back into the idle phase. And it is doing nothing. And now it is back into the shooting phase. But why doesn't it shoot? That's weird. Oh, I already know. I already know. Yeah. Start the launch. Is launching this. Launch the objects. Stop the launch. What we'll do, we'll make this on enable. Sometimes no. So this was actually only a debug. what we can do, which is actually the way we should do this, is we should say Octo dot the bomb launcher, which is a game object, right? Yes, but it has a get component, which is a burst bomb launcher, which has a function called start launching. Does it also have a function called stop launching? It actually does, which needs to be called on exit. This is the proper way to do it. Let's see if that works. I'm pretty sure it should. Alright, so we're in idle. Let me make it full screen. Alright, so now it should start launching stuff. And now it has the weird I'm dropping bombs. Ooh. Now it has stopped launching. Boom. And now it should start launching again. Ah! And now it is in idle again. Destroy them. Ah! Seriously, if these things had like 6 health, I would be well dead already. Ah! So actually, let's make the, while we're at it, the burst launcher a little bit. So it now adds a random force, which I think can be a little bit bigger, perhaps twice as big. 15. And it adds a random rotation to the thing. Or not anymore. Oh no, it just follows the position of the player. Oh, right. Or it looks at the... Welcome, everyone. So it actually always looks at the player, which I think is a shame, because then it looks down, and I would love for the burst bomb to go up a bit, right? So if we go into let's see what happens when we change the force like that, because I don't like the way it spits out the burst bombs. Perhaps a little bit faster was already all that we needed. Ah. I made it random because at one point it sort of always threw them onto the front edge. And I like the idea that it sort of a little bit more spread out, although they still get completely dumped. And they are, it's just rigid bodies right now, so they have actual physics, right? So they can also fall off and do stuff like that. I kind of like that idea. Wow. Another idea that I had was actually to sort of make them stick to the ground. But I do sort of like the randomness of it. And of course, with each phase change, there should be animations and things happening. Perhaps he could even say something or do something. Ooh. Oh. I'm almost dead. Oh, wait, Lieke is in the chat. Lieke is one of my co-workers. And I think I promised her last time that when she would join the stream that I would do a little dance. I think I could do a little dance. Welcome. Oh, while I'm dying. Welcome everyone. Everyone dropping in. I like it. So, a bit more speed on the burst bomb launcher is fine, I guess. I'm not really sure how it's going to play out. I actually really liked the, what did you call it again? I have to scroll back into the chat a little bit. A Octo Rock. Octo Rock. I got really inspired by like the GIF that we watched. This one. Like this feels really, you know? This feels really, really, really tangible of some sort. That it like actually spews the bombs at you. So it's like, it could actually hit you with the bombs, but I like the idea of like Wrenched being a bullet hell game, that it actually like that you have to dodge something. Wait, I actually prototyped like 2 different things. While there are some people watching, let me know. Wait, I need to have decal. No, yeah. So this instead of this, because at first I made them like this. Let me know what you guys think. It is, of course, a bullet hell, right? But the reason I changed it is because I thought this was easier. Now, I'm not really opposed to making things easier. Hopefully they still work. So now they do like this, right? So it is more bullets, but I could just... Alright, no, not entirely stand still. Oh no, I dropped off the face of the earth. You know, it feels a bit more bullet helly, I guess. But you need to dodge it nonetheless. Oh no. Yes, often you actually make a great point that the bombs, they do like overall damage, right? So it doesn't necessarily matter that they chase you. Although I guess visually it matters, right? Let me take a sip. Like visually it does matter, because like when you're off to one side, you don't necessarily see what's happening on the other side of the screen. So if the bombs would, for instance, always drop in the dead center, then at this point I wouldn't see them, right? And I wouldn't also get their cues, and I also wouldn't be able to tell when they are going to explode or know when I need to dodge them. Not that I am good at dodging them at all, but so that's why I also like the lasers a bit more. So that's why I decided to. I'm getting greedy. You cannot jump. Let's fix that one thing real quick, which annoys me. When you start launching, so it actually now has the launch timer at the start, but that should be right before it again calls itself. That way now when you transition into the state, it actually fires right away instead of, waiting a couple of seconds. Although that will of course be different when stuff animates and does things. Let me see what Oven says. Will it not be better to throw bombs at random points if they chase you? You are actually right. So in the way that why would the boss shoot them at you if you can destroy them? That actually makes a great point. Ah. Oh, accidental, pretty nice dodging over there. Yeah, so, and it would even be actually cooler yet. It should run away from you, just like the burst balls. Well, they could actually. I could also spawn burst balls. I would also like them to be like thrown like with a nice arc, like pop, 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 pop. You could actually drop a lot of them. What if we say, all right, on the launcher, the number of bombs, we set it to 1. In between time is 0, and it is actually 1. So now it just. Yeah, because they hit you and do damage. I actually thought about that. Foop, foop. Oh, this is way too much. I can tell already. This is way too much. Way too much. Ah! Ah! No, no. This is way too much. So 1 each second is way too much. It feels more random though, because you like shift positions more rapidly. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my. I don't even have time to hit him anymore. Oh my lord. Oh no. Stop throwing bombs. Let's make it 1.5, perhaps. Yeah, so excuse me, guys. So one of the problems that I'm having right now is if, say, he would, although, you know what I think is a shame? It's a shame that I cannot draw. on my screen. That would be great. Well, perhaps I have. Well, but if he has like a face right here and he spews out balls, you could actually look at him and see when he like pop, 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 because he would actually move his face left to right, pop, 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 puff a ball over there. So you would sort of know. But the thing is, if one drops like right now on this side of the screen, you wouldn't actually know that it's there, right? Now, coincidentally, one reason why you would want to throw these things close to you is because when they are closer, they are harder to dodge. But I think the way I set the camera up right now, you would always see the boss's face. Ah! No! No. No. And I think what I would love to do is if you jump on top of like one of the tentacles, it also disappears just the same as when you hit it. That would actually be really cool. Ah! No. So that is a bug. When you're spawning, the health isn't reset. Stop it. But this, I do still think this is way too much. Like 1 every 2 seconds might be the absolute minimum, maximum. Especially if these things have like 6 health and they change position every once in a while. So now, is it now too easy? Perhaps. So that's the balance, right? That is why it is nice, I guess, to have random positions. Well, I could really quickly make it a random position. I did have that code in there, I think. Yes. Have it be a random position. So now it just goes randomly for every... Yeah, Lika, so the balls are still also a placeholder, and they will look more like the enemies you've been hitting during the entire level. I'm not sure I understand what you mean, Oven. Rethink the boss mechanics. Yes, that's why we're testing and prototyping, of course. The point, the bombs being obstacles to damage the boss freely. Yes, but maybe it would make more sense to make phases. Like show the tentacles and throw bombs at random points. And make the bombs hit the tentacles if you hit them. Or explode if you are so like not having it be at the same time. Oh, now it goes absolutely cray-cray. Now it throws the bombs just everywhere. Goodbye, bomb. Yeah, so we'll have to do a lot of finagling. Ooh. Jump. I do still like the idea of the boss like always grabbing hold of the platform like and then just doing stuff to try and kill you. Let's see what happens if let's see if I can even survive when we make the tentacles have 6 HP again. Perhaps 4 is better, like 2, 2, 2, right? Because now you have to actually do a full combo. Unless you are powered up, of course. No, there is a bomb somewhere around there. I also have to keep looking in that corner, and now something else could happen, right? So instead of it, I'm thinking about like we have those slamming tentacles in the earlier levels, like for now, that perhaps after this it should have a phase where it doesn't like clutch the platform, but it just slams, slams you for a little while, and then it grabs back and starts perhaps shooting again. Yes, the bombs are definitely just a unity sphere with no tell or anything when they are going to fire or sound effect yet. So it is my hubris. So it is more difficult, definitely. Because I'm also intending for them to like make a sound effect when they pop off, right? Not like a timer, but more of a click, and then sort of them having them open up just as the burst ball does. So you would have heard it right there, and now click. I am liking the way this feels though, especially if it starts looking cool and they switch places. Oh man. Still a bit under the weather. A hard mode. Oh well, this is already hard mode for me. You know what? I'll use some cheats and unlock all the skills. Now I only have to hit it twice. I could actually grapple it. I'm not really sure. No. I believe the bombs can be grappled. Or could I not? Whoa! What I can do is stun blast them. Whoa. No. Oh, I thought I also removed like the... Yeah, the lasers are stun blast. Because stun blasts still clear the entire screen. And still I'm dying. I am terrible at my own game. But that's the way it's supposed to be, right? Other people should be great at your game. That's what they say, right? Stop playing your own game. I guess it's also a good thing. Ah! Although, at this point, when you first see this boss, so this boss will be in, like, the first level, you will not have a shield bar, I guess. Definitely not. So this boss will be easier when you come back later on in the game and try him again. Well, it's starting to look like a boss. Ah! I like it. I like it. Alright, everyone. I am actually going to call it here. That was actually a really, really nice... What if you could grapple the bombs? Yes. So I have also... I'll address this point from Nick before we end the stream. I have been thinking about grappling the bombs and throwing them back. That would actually be amazing. But that has 2 points. So first off is the point that grappling a bomb and picking up objects and throwing them, adding like all these new animations, phases, code to Carly is... Ooh, that is actually a lot of work, which I think I shouldn't do, right? So I learned my lesson. I'm not going to say I'm not going to do it, but I think I shouldn't do that. And second, one thing that I have been thinking about, and is sort of a philosophy that I would like to keep, is that I would love for players to be able to finish the game without upgrading. So like speed gunning, wow, speed running categories, like no upgrades, no hits, stuff like that, so that you could play the entire game without actually having to buy upgrades. Because I've been also thinking it would also be cool to have like switches which you can grapple, which are at the other side of a platform. But then I was like, but so then you would have to buy the upgrade. Hey, well, look at that. It looks like the chat is working. Finally. So that is one thing that I like to keep like in the back of my mind when designing stuff like that. Because I really like the idea of having a switch at the other side of like somewhere that you cannot reach and you have to grapple the switch. But then, yeah. So if perhaps if that is like a secret area or a separate area, then I say, yeah, go for it. But I think you would have to be able to finish the game without actually buying any upgrades. So that. And that is all I'm going to say about it. For now, I like to... no. The chat is still cut off. Why? I think I will never be able to fix it. We'll try again next stream. Thank you all for watching, for being here, for helping me out. This has been so awesome. And this is why I love doing these dev streams, just to get you guys involved in making the game. Not only is that good for myself, because I get some help out of it, but also, you know, I hope that in some way it makes Wrenched also a bit your game, right? So that we have something that we can be proud of together. That's, of course, as a game maker, I guess, also something that is really important. Thank you. I will be live again coming Friday, so not tomorrow, but Friday. And Friday, we're actually going to do something else. I'm not going to be working on the game, but I'm going to be playing a game. Doing something that I asked on the channel like a long time ago, should I play some games and talk about it? Why not? So that is what I'm going to do. And I will actually be playing Young Souls, which is also a game made in Unity, because I was thinking, since I'm making a game in Unity, and there are a lot of great games made in Unity, which are released the past few years actually, perhaps I should take a look at them and see if there are things that we can learn from them. That might be awesome. So I hope you will join me again this Friday. Same time, same place, 8 o'clock. I'll be here. I hope you guys are here as well. Thank you again so much for helping me out. And I hope to see you in the next one.